So, why do these anti-furry communities hate furries? That is a question that I and many others have been trying to answer for a while now. So I've done a little bit of research over the past week as I thought it would be quite an interesting video idea, so I hope you enjoy. So the first section that I would like to quickly cover is what anti-furries don't like about the fandom and what they do in response. It seems to be a core belief in the anti-furry communities that most furries, if not all, of a certain age bracket are zoof and pedos who are also into vor, which you can see by doing even a little bit of research into the furry fandom that statement is just not true. But because they don't understand the social norms of the fandom and they also believe that previous statement is true, they want to eliminate it from society. And they have many different ways of trying to do this, like for example, using the fandom's memes to try to turn it against the fandom, which to be honest is usually only effective with the memes of furries making fun of each other. But anyway, it also looks like they try to get a little bit protective over the young people in the fandom trying to express themselves, as they want to save them from the fandom as if it was a disease before it spreads. But why don't these anti-furry communities like the furry fandom? That's the one that we're really interested in. Well, after digging into anything that they've posted, it looks like these anti-furry communities appear to kind of hate the LGBTQ community, as suggested by a lot of the videos that they've published. And this could be due to old-fashioned views of society, but I guess we'll never really know. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because a study by Fur Science suggests that 73.6% of the fandom is in the LGBTQ community, which only leaves 10.1% claiming to be heterosexual and 5.8% just not knowing. Of course, since the data is collected from surveys and the researchers didn't make it explicitly clear how they collected the data, we have to assume that there were flaws and say that the data could potentially not be representative of the entire fandom. However, it does give us an insight into the amount of furries in the fandom who are part of the LGBTQ community. But another thing that I've picked up after researching for about a week is that these anti-furry communities use old dictatorship propaganda videos and movies as a way to spread their cause with aggressive funk music in the background, which could suggest that they relate to the ideologies of these old dictatorships and wish that society could turn into this state so that they could have more control over stuff like the furry fandom and the LGBTQ community. As a little side note to that, it looks like they also perceive the furry fandom as a threat to society, which is why they are trying to actively prevent more people from joining the fandom or even learning about the positive aspects of the fandom, only allowing the public to view the negative aspects of the furry fandom, which are usually dealt with internally, but because of the drama that it causes, people outside of the furry fandom can also view these events very clearly. So I'm not really sure if my information is 100% accurate because I don't have a primary data source that I can look into. But what I do know is that when these anti-furry communities have been confronted in the past about their views, they usually give a response like, "It's weird," or it gets into a physical altercation. So what I would like to do now is get a true reason behind these views, which is why I've put a Google form in the description for members of these anti-furry communities to contact me anonymously, or for anyone to give suggestions if they find any parts of the videos that are inaccurate. So if you are a member of any of these anti-furry communities or groups, please feel free to fill out the form in the description so that people inside or outside of the furry fandom can finally see the true reason behind the views. But with that, I hope you all have a fantastic day.